When you're on the road, a good home-cooked meal and a cozy place to lay your head is the next best thing to being home. And for many, traditional bed and breakfast inns offer just that. You can find B&Bs, as they're called, all over the country, but as we're about to find out, there's an alternative to the traditional B&B. Corey Azambrado takes us to the Wise House.
At first glance, it looks like most Southern houses you've seen, with its colonial brick and columns. But come inside the Wise House in southwest Atlanta and see why it's so unique. Donna Wise and her husband bought these souvenirs in Senegal.
Tommy says they symbolize he and I. We got African names while we were over there.
Did you really?
Terema and he's Tunulu.
The Wises run the only African-American-owned bed and breakfast in metro Atlanta. It's one of about 18 in the entire United States. And staying here is a worldly experience.
This is the America room. Well, it's the more traditional bed and breakfast type room with Battenberg lace, the traditional painting over the bed. That's an etching called Hostile Territory, signed and numbered print about when the slaves first went out west and how they were received. You can tell by the looks on folks' faces.
Donna picked this cotton 4 years ago and decided to make it part of the Wise House visit.
I got out and picked a little bit for my America room. In every room we try to have books that are pertinent to the theme in the room. So most of these books are either about or written by African Americans.
The Wise House is more than a place to sleep and have a good meal. This is home for the traveler who wants to experience African American culture and art.
This batik is from Ouagadougou.
Where is that?
In Burkina Faso. And we got the guitar at the National Black Arts Festival, so I'm not quite sure where that's from.
Welcome to the popular Africa Room, decorated with beaded mask with cowrie shells, baskets and statues, and even a chair from Gambia. Donna says more African Americans are starting to stay at the inn. Until the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta, 80% of their clientele were white. Guest Ambe Olinga lives in Detroit. He chose to stay in the Africa Room.
Yeah, this is my favorite chair. I actually do a little reading sometime in here. It looks funny, but you can actually recline and sit in it, and that just really shocks me. But it's sturdy.
The Asian Room is for those wanting a romantic getaway. And what's a B&B without breakfast? On weekends, Tommy Wise is the chef.
I think it is a big deal for people to have a hot breakfast, mostly when they're staying in a place other than home. They're accustomed to coming to breakfast and that kind of thing. So a full hot breakfast, I think, is nice, and I think a lot of people look forward to that. Definitely a Southern breakfast. It's I guess your traditional Southern breakfast. Eggs, bacon, sausage, grits.
No Southern breakfast is complete without biscuits. Tommy uses a mixture of flour, shortening, baking powder and baking soda, buttermilk and cheddar cheese for his heart-shaped biscuits.
Now the rolling begins, right?
Now the rolling begins.
We're going to forget the cheese, or?
I'm going to try to get some cheese in here if I can.
What does your mom think of your biscuits?
I think she's tasted them once. She said they were good, but I think she may have been nice. They're not her biscuits.
Now, your oven's at what temperature?
At 450.
And how long do they stay in there for?
And they stay there until they rise. I think about 12 minutes.
Ambe anxiously awaits his meal.
Hey!
Wow, look at that.
Woo. You cannot fake a homemade biscuit.
And while you can't fake a trip to Asia or Africa, the rooms in the Wise House just might be the next best thing.
Inn owners like Donna and Tommy Wise will be meeting in the next few weeks to form an association for those who own African-American B&Bs. And like the Wise House, many bed and breakfast inns can now be found on the internet. Speaking of the internet, we'd like to pause and respond to some of the email messages we've received from you. Chuck Granata of Clifton, New Jersey, sent us an email message after watching our story on Brandon Silvera and the Century.